Welcome back, everyone. Oz here, and today I've got some r/best of for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading the post, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. This one was collected by Choice Evidence 1983. It dawned on me that he was a wizard, is their tagline. My boyfriend shattered my phone because a homeless guy gave me a flower. The original poster is Puzzlehead RIP 7075. Originally posted to r/am I wrong. Originally posted August 3rd, 2024. My birthday was a couple of days ago and I haven't spoken to him since. I'm heartbroken about this. I was walking home with my boyfriend and we passed a group of homeless people. One of them said, "Here you go, miss, since you're the first woman who walked by," and gave me a dead flower. It was around 10 p.m. and my birthday was at midnight, so it kind of felt special to me. I said thank you so much and kept walking. My boyfriend didn't say anything, so I didn't think anything was wrong. I took my phone to take a video of the flower and tell my friend what just happened, and he tried taking my phone. I was laughing and asked what he's doing and didn't answer, just kept walking next to me. He looked a little annoyed, but I still wanted to get a video of the flower, so I pulled my phone out again. This time, he hit my hand really hard and made me drop my phone in the concrete. My phone screen is completely broken. Luckily, it's the screen protector, but still, it's all shattered. I screamed, "Why did you do that?" He then took my flower and threw it on the road. He said that's what I get for embarrassing him like that. I was tearing up because 1, he broke my phone, 2, he threw my flower away, and 3, I couldn't understand what I did wrong. He made me delete the video with the flower in front of him and we walked in silence the rest of the way home. At home, I blew up at him. I was crying and screaming, asking him why he did that. Literally an hour before my birthday. He said, "How would you feel if a girl just came up to me in front of you and gave me a flower?" I said, "If it were the same homeless woman that you see almost every day when you walk in your neighborhood, I wouldn't mind." We've walked by this specific man plenty of times. He called me a liar, then said I was manipulative to try and invalidate his feelings when I was blatantly disrespecting him in front of other men. Oh my god. I don't understand how it's disrespectful. I wasn't even going to keep the damn thing. It was a dead flower. I just thought it was cool because that had never happened to me, especially 2 hours before my birthday. He said a bunch of stuff, basically that I was an attention whore. I was sobbing. It was already my birthday and I felt like shit. We went to sleep without talking and the next morning he was gone. I had a brunch with my friends, so I had my mind distracted for a couple of hours, but it was still in the back of my mind. I still don't know who's 100% in the wrong here. Maybe I shouldn't have accepted the flower, but I honestly saw it as an innocent thing. He still won't talk to me. Even his siblings wished me a happy birthday, but he hasn't yet. I don't know what to do. I don't want to lose my boyfriend over a flower. All I can say is yikes. Let's get into the comments. Relevant comments. OP responds to multiple comments on the fact that her boyfriend is being abusive. OP. Okay, this is honestly scaring me. I just cannot imagine him doing those things to me, but I honestly am taking what you're saying into consideration and I'm going to think about this entire relationship. I know it's ridiculous to me, especially because we've walked past this guy so many times before and the flower was literally half dead, LOL, but I'm definitely considering breaking up with him. I just wanted someone to tell me where I was wrong. Thank you so much. I know, this honestly hurt me more than my phone being broken. He had never called me names, ever. He also said I was a whore just like my other little friends. Maybe he was just in the heat of the moment because he was really angry, but I don't know. I can't stop thinking about that. Dude needs to fucking stop watching Andrew Tate. Good God. This is what Aiden Ross and Andrew Tate do to a motherfucker. And the context of the comments is missing. Sugar Puff Karma. Why are 2 children out alone at night? OP? We're 22. Spare mushrooms. Yes, you do want to lose your boyfriend over a flower. There will not be a better excuse for you to separate yourself from this insecure maniac. I agree, she needs to get out of this relationship. Being called an attention whore because a homeless guy gave you a dead flower that you thought was kind of sweet? That's fucking deranged. And the fact that he was so insecure over just probably her taking a Snapchat photo of the flower as like, "Oh, look what I got for my birthday." And he was going for smashing the phone? Dude. And the fact that, as far as we know, he never apologized for it. Instead, he continued to shift the blame onto her in embarrassing her in front of other men. Dude, if you're trying to impress the homeless people at the park, you're trying to impress the wrong people. don't care about that kind of shit, dude. I'm pretty sure they have bigger problems they're dealing with. Your masculinity isn't even on their mind, dude. I promise this guy has been watching some like Sigma male brain rot shit. Anyways, update, August 7th, 2024. Hello everyone, thank you again so much for all the help. I broke up with him. To be honest, I still love him and I'm trying to cut all communication because I know that if he contacts me again, I'll most likely go back. I literally made a list of all the reasons why he sucks and I try to read it every time I want to text him, lol. Here's the update. He surprised me with my favorite flowers in a letter. He wished me happy birthday and apologized for his reaction. He said he was being immature and it won't happen again. He said we should work on communicating each other's boundaries better. He also apologized for ghosting me for a few days. He said he just needed some time to cool down. I'm not going to lie, I just wanted my boyfriend back, so I accepted the apology under the condition that he will never do anything like that again. He swore on his life that he'll never make me cry ever again. I genuinely saw a shift in his personality. He was even better than when I first fell for him. Like one time we were cuddling and talking about a relationship and he literally started crying while professing his love to me. He said that he knows that sometimes he gets frustrated over little things, but it's because he loves me so much and he's terrified to lose me. He shared so many things about his past. He had never opened up to me before, so it really felt like the relationship grew stronger. We went to the beach as a little birthday celebration for me with his friends. We were 6 in total and I was the only girl. 2 other girls were supposed to come too, but they had work. I didn't know that until I asked one of the guys and he told me. Long story short, he got mad at me for wearing a bikini. And he was like, "What the fuck do I look like having my girl walk around half naked like a hoe in front of everyone?" Oh my god. I reminded him that we're at the beach and a lot of people wear bikinis at the beach. He said that it's different because I'm the only girl here with 5 guys and it makes me look bad. I said I didn't care and went back to everyone. After a little while, he pulled me to the side again. He called me names, said that one of his friends obviously wants to fuck me, but I'm too fucking dumb to see it. He said he overheard him. I don't think it's true, but I don't care. He was very angry, but also, he'd been drinking, so it could explain his irrational, oh no, darling. I started crying, then went home because I didn't want people to see me like that. He was being so weird. I don't know why he was being aggressive all of a sudden. Like before the flower incident, he had never used that kind of language with me, especially in public. He came over that night to talk about what happened. I was so hurt. I honestly thought we had grown closer. We both explained our side of the situation. I told him I wasn't trying to get anyone's attention by wearing a bikini, and I can kind of understand his point of view because it was a little uncomfortable to be the only girl there. He said I could have put my clothes back on, but I had to stay in a bikini. He said I looked like a waiting to get fucked. Dude, what is wrong with you? There are so many implications about your insecurities and how you see your girlfriend. It is astounding, my man. When I was laying on my stomach tanning. I can't really remember what he said after that, but I was just so hurt. We were going in circles, so I decided to just go to bed. He then tried to initiate sex, which just pissed me off. I said no every time. It's the alpha male shit. It's that Sigma, like Aiden Ross, Sneeko, like, it's that stuff. You'd have better luck enacting an Omegaverse fanfiction than you would doing any of this shit. I heard him say something about me being an annoying-ass bitch under his breath, and that was the last straw. I kicked him out and broke up with him. It wasn't easy. He was crying and screaming the whole time. He even punched a wall in my room. I was terrified. I never thought he could do that. We had never fought like that before. He finally left when I dialed 911 and threatened to call. I don't know why I still love him so much. I understand his reactions, knowing his past and what he's been through. And it's a lot. Trust me. I know it's not an excuse, but it's still an explanation, right? Anyway, it's over now. Half of my stuff is still at his house. I don't even want to think about it right now. He's blocked. I am really trying to villainize him in my mind so I can move on, but it's hard when all I can think of is the amazing moments we shared. Like how he was crying in my arms telling me he loves me more than life. The day he asked me to be his girlfriend, or the day he gave me a promise ring. Maybe I did go wrong somewhere. It's just so crazy to think that all of this could have been avoided if I hadn't accepted the flower. Also, I'm very aware that I'm dumb for thinking that he could change so quick. I just wanted my boyfriend back. Thank you again, everyone, for the advice. Relevant comments. Brian or Mike? You are wrong in the kind of person he is. He's an abusive piece of garbage. He'll manipulate you and say whatever he feels he needs to say to get you to stay, but in reality, he does not care about you. No, his past isn't an explanation nor an excuse either. He's just a bad person. OP responded with, I don't know why he started acting like that. I can assure you he wasn't like this before it started 2 weeks ago. I don't know why. Lady a lot 1. You did the right thing and I'm proud of you. He is violent and abusive, and you simply cannot afford to go back. All of those special moments, the crying in your arms, the declaration of love, that was him convincing not only you, but himself. Why? Because he wants your forgiveness, sure. But what he really wants is to confuse you, and convince you both, that he's not capable of abuse. But that's a lie, and now you see the lie. Okay, here's my advice for this for the guys in the audience who are watching. Those like Andrew Tate wannabe types, as well as Andrew Tate himself, who profit off of your insecurities, their business model is built upon your misery. And oftentimes their advice will end a relationship. If you're feeling insecure in a relationship, talk to your partner about it. And don't be confrontational about it. Just have a conversation. Hey, when we were at the beach earlier and you were wearing a bikini, I gotta admit, I was a bit uncomfortable with the way my friends were looking at you. See, but then, with that alone, you find the solution to the problem. It's not your girlfriend you're uncomfortable with, it's your friends you're uncomfortable with. Because it rolls right back into the fact that he heard his friends talking about fucking his girlfriend, and his response was to yell at his girlfriend. But in the other scenario of him having the conversation with his girlfriend about it, the actual root of the insecurities come to fruition, and on top of that, the relationship doesn't end. Fellas, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if it's a stupid insecurity, it's better to have a conversation about it and to set boundaries, or to even find the root of it and completely dispel that insecurity before it becomes an actual problem. Although sometimes in scenarios where you get mad at your girlfriend because someone gave her a dead flower and she thought it was kind of sweet, and you break her phone over it, that's a sign for therapy. Or to stop watching Andrew Tate, one of the two. This thread was collected by Choice Evidence 1983. It dawned on me that he was a wizard, is their tag. Am I the asshole for not telling my coworker my brother was dead and catching her in a terrible lie? The original OP to this thread was Bereaved Triplet 0522. Originally posted to r/am I the asshole. Originally posted August 4th, 2024. I, 22 female, am a triplet with 2 brothers, but one of my brothers passed away when we were 14. Whenever anyone new asks if I have any siblings, I just say I'm a triplet with 2 brothers. I'm not trying to trauma dump when doing small talk with someone I'm not very close to. From talking to people in grief support, I thought this was relatively common. I started working at a new job 3 months ago. I like my coworkers, but still feel like an outsider to them. So when they asked how many siblings I have, I gave the above answer. No problems there. 1 week, I didn't have my car, so my other triplet brother picked me up every day. My coworker, Kate, saw him and thought he was cute and asked me to set them up. I said no because he has a girlfriend. She asked about my other brother, and I just said he isn't available either. Not a lie, but I guess kind of an omission because he's deceased and not just in a relationship. A few weeks later, I hear Kate talking shit about me to the other coworkers our age when I'm in the same lunchroom. She didn't believe that my other brother was unavailable because she saw that he's single on Insta. I have no clue what she's talking about because he never had an account. My best guess is that she assumed one of my male cousins, who shares our last name and is in pics with me and my brother, was actually the third triplet. Who knows? Shrug emoji. I never engage with the whispers because I hate confrontation. A day after that, some of my coworkers came up to me to ask what's wrong with me. I was super confused. They then told me that my brother had sexual assault allegations against him in college, and the real reason I didn't set him up with Kate is because I knew he was dangerous, but still supported him. Apparently, Kate said she found all this out from someone who also went to my college. I'm still in the same town. I was shocked, and I just told them that was impossible because my brother died when he was 14. They didn't believe me and then called Kate over, and all 3 of them called me liars. I showed them pictures of the funeral, pictures of us at his grave, my brother and I holding his picture at our graduations. Then they all piled on me and called me a liar for not saying my brother was dead. But Kate made up a horrific allegation for no reason? They're all icing me out and whispers are going around the office. I don't know what they're saying, but no one seems to understand my side. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I talked about my brother the way I always have. The girls made me feel like I was such a horrible person and a liar who can't be trusted. And I don't understand. My family is all on my side, but they're all fiercely protective of me and especially my deceased brother's memory, so it's biased. Am I the asshole? Too long didn't read. I never mentioned my brother is dead to a relatively new coworker. She made essay allegations about him, which I disproved since he had already passed by then. They're all blaming me for not mentioning he passed, and not her for making up a crazy story and disrespecting him. Edit, to remove a disclaimer about the throwaway and length of post, realizing it's just fluff for no reason, lol. The subreddit has no consensus, but OP was not the asshole, and I agree with that. That's fucking insane. So, I'm an only child. I do have a stepbrother, but still basically an only child. My dad raised me, and my stepmom raised my stepbrother, so there was a very clear distinction between my life and my stepbrother's life. We lived in the same home, but we didn't have the same upbringing that someone who would have direct siblings would have. And the reason why I state this is because at first, I thought it was odd that you introduce yourself as being someone of triplets when one of the triplets has passed away. I thought that was a little bit odd because in my first reaction was, well, why don't you just claim that you're a set of twins? And then I realized, wow, that's pretty insensitive because, even if the triplet died, you're still a set of triplets. And it would be respectful to that deceased triplet's memory to speak of it in that fashion. Just because they're gone doesn't mean they're forgotten. And it took me a second to piece that together and realize that, and I don't think their coworkers are doing that if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. And that's only over a minor factual detail, and just entirely mildly glossing over the fact that OP has a coworker who is just spreading like actual just fucked up rumors to a point where it's just detrimental beyond belief and like what the hell? Anyways, there are comments related. Relevant comments. Aromatic Mushroom 85. I would make a complaint with your manager or HR about Kate making false rumors about your family and forcing you to discuss your grief. Fucking hell. Even if he wasn't deceased, may he rest in peace, I'd not want Kate anywhere near me or my family. It's completely up to you and your story to explain, but maybe next time you could word it differently to, he's not available, but she definitely is crazy. OP responded with, thank you for that. I work at a small private medical clinic, so we don't have any formal HR. But I'm hoping our admin manager will suffice. I'll see if I can think of any alternate wording that I could use if the question comes up again. Gradush responds with, I'd report this Kate to HR, but I don't get why you're not being honest about your brother's death. It's not exposing you to any vulnerability. A properly stated sentence can save you from a lot of misunderstandings. OP responded with, in my experience, telling people he's gone off the bat ends up opening a whole host of unwanted questions. They're well-intentioned, but sometimes it feels invasive and opens the wound all over again. I don't hide the fact. I open up to people once I feel like they're closer to me and I can trust them with my baggage, but for me, it's too heavy to just drop in a casual conversation when the only question is, how many siblings do you have? Other people definitely feel differently about that though. As Abimo comments, honestly I find it very weird and dehumanizing, I guess, because they don't care what kind of person they both are, or to see them as a person. To me, they seem like their thought process goes, oh, pretty. Pretty taken? Well, what about the other pretty? They're both the same, so I can just go for the other one. OP responds with, yeah, that's definitely true. Not my favorite part about being a triplet, but everyone always sees us as interchangeable. I definitely found it weirder as a kid, but it happens so often it doesn't even register as strange anymore. Healthy Brain 5354 comments, did your other brother, who is taken, have essay allegations against him in college, or did she just make the whole thing up? OP responds with, definitely not. We went to the same college and had overlapping friends, and there's no way me or his girlfriend wouldn't know if so. His current girlfriend is the only girl he's ever had a thing with in college. The next update would be August 6th, 2024. My one and only update. Skip the next 3 paragraphs if you only want the update. I just want to address the way I talk about my brother since there are so many mixed opinions. I can never talk about my brother like he never existed. To me, that's so disrespectful to his memory. I think you won't understand unless you're in these shoes. If you are and speak about your loved one differently, that's fine. My brothers and I did everything together. We were born and raised as a set of three. We wore matching outfits and went to the same schools. We immigrated to the US together. We celebrated every birthday and major milestone together. When he died, a part of me died too. I haven't enjoyed my birthday since because instead of being happy, I'm older. I just think about how he can't celebrate his own day. No life circumstances change the fact that we were born as triplets. I could never say I only have one brother because to me that's not true. My other brother and parents speak the same way. A lot of people in my grief support group do too. No one has ever gotten upset at me and have been very understanding about it. However, people have been weird when I used to say he was dead up front soon after his death, which is why I switched in the first place, which is why I was so stunned Kate blew up at me. But I think I might consider being more blunt. I guess someone's gonna be mad or weird about it no matter how I say. So, update. So I was too chicken to talk in person to my administrator manager right away after this post and all of the help. I emailed her when I left for work Monday, and she was still there for another 2 hours, and asked to talk in person today before clinic started. Work was definitely weird, but I just avoided Kate and those girls and got help from other staff when needed. I talked earlier today to my manager after she read my email. Shout out to u/mountaingirl60 for her template. I used most of it and just added some more identifying stuff, and she was horrified. Apologized to me again and again and told me all three would be dealt with, but seems like she was most angry at Kate. She didn't guarantee exactly anything would happen because she still has to do an investigation and get everyone's sides, but I think they will definitely be punished in some way. I don't know if that's getting fired or suspended or just scolded, but that made me happier. I think I should clarify my coworkers, other than those three, haven't been icing me out, just whispering because they know something happened between us, but I like them and they're very nice to me. I didn't talk to them about it since I took it up higher, but I hope they understand me. I'm not sure if I'm staying at this office, depends on what happens to the three girls in the next weeks, but I probably won't update again. I know a lot of people wanted me to take legal action, but I really don't. Legal action is not fucking worth it. But I really don't want to rock the boat too much. I'm applying to medical school right now and hope to start in fall of 2025. So I just want this behind me fast and not have any court stuff on my record for now. If it gets too bad, I'd rather just leave and enjoy my last year of freedom. That's pretty much all that happened. I wanted to thank you all so much for all the kind words these past days. I was going through confusion, and your comments made me angrier towards Kate and made me take action. You're so sweet and helped me through a tough time. I think I'll be okay. And we've got comments. First one from Anne Boleyn's sixth finger. I also have a brother who died, and most of the time when I speak about him, it probably sounds like he's alive to other people. It's weird to start off an anecdote with, "This one time my dead brother and I." What you've described is exactly what my sister and I both do. That's completely normal and absolutely not the arsehole for keeping private something so painful. K.A. Irony. Dude, Kate is deranged. I'm so sorry this happened to you, and I get the not mentioning your brother died in casual conversations. I'm glad your boss is taking this seriously. Ghoulslaw. Kate made up false assault allegations because she couldn't fuck your brother, who she didn't know anything about. What a fucking psycho. And yeah, in the end, the best way to actually just deal with explaining this is when people ask, "Hey, why are you no longer friends with Kate?" Just simply say, "Yeah, she wanted to date one of my brothers, and when both of them weren't around or taken, she started making up sexual assault allegations about them." This way, you don't have to bring up past grief and trauma, and it gets the message across clearly. If they go and get Kate's side of the story, she's probably going to bring up the dead brother aspect for you, and it's going to look even worse for her. Choice Evidence, 1983. It dawned on me that he was a wizard, is their tagline. NSFW. My boyfriend's coworkers joked about killing me in their work chat. I am not the OP. The OP is MegSly1519, originally posted to true off my chest. Content warning, possible assault attempt, infidelity, verbal abuse, and death threats. Originally posted August 5th, 2024. My boyfriend and I got into a fight about his job yet again. I noticed he was texting a lot after the fight, so once he went to sleep, I went through his phone. I saw the first few texts of them calling me names and saying I'm self-sabotaging things. But then, it turned dark. One coworker said he should roofie me, so I just sleep and leave him alone. The next one said, she knows how to place a catheter. a feeding tube, and an IV so they could just knock me out and not kill me. But then, her next text made my heart stop. She said they could just chloroform me, pull all my teeth out, and feed me to the pigs so nothing was left. The next coworker said her grandparents do have a pig farm. My boyfriend said Lamau no. That's great. And of course, they all immediately said they were joking. I packed quickly and quietly, grabbed my daughter and left. Now my entire life as I knew it is over. I feel like I'm overreacting. I know the police can't actually do anything, so I can't even report it because they never said my name or anything like that. I'm just scared and sad. This is awful. I'll be attaching the pics to my profile if anyone wants to see the actual messages. Edit. I have actually talked with him after unblocking him. Didn't tell him anything, but he claims it was a joke. No one actually threatened me, they were all just venting and I'm overreacting like always. And he isn't going to argue with the voices in my head. Still, not going back. But I'm letting him incriminate himself more. He also claims I was never supposed to see the messages anyway. That it's his safe place, and I ruined that for him. Okay, so I can't show the messages because YouTube demonetization and it is just going to be messy and this is already writing a line. And before we get into the comments, I find it honestly quite disturbing and revolting that when this was discovered, the reaction was, I'm not fighting with the voices in your head and this was my safe place to vent, and you ruined that for me. If you're venting and joking about killing your girlfriend, feeding her to pigs, and just some really fucked up stuff, while you have a child with her? Presumably, it could be a situation where they started dating and she already had a child, but either way, this is not normal behavior. Relevant comments. Permanently partial. If you didn't send those messages to yourself, please take the time to jot down everything you remember about the messages before more time elapses, in case you ever need them again. I hope you don't. If he is your daughter's father, this is especially important, as the two of you will be tied to each other via her for a long time to come. OP responds with, I did. I got all the screenshots sent to me and I have them sent to other people so they are safe. Bizyanka. First, good decision. Joking about killing your spouse is beyond messed up. Second, if his coworkers are so invested in getting rid of you and your ex is entertaining this discussion, my guess, in true Reddit long jump Olympics, that she is more than a coworker. OP responds with, she actually is. They had an affair about 6 months ago. He told me she no longer worked there, but I recognized the number in the group chat. XXCN. If the one coworker can do IVs, caths, and feeding tubes, she's probably in the medical field and needs to be reported to whatever board she works under. And if they all work together in a medical facility, they all need to be reported. OP responds with, luckily she isn't part of any medical job now, but I'm still looking at reporting this somewhere. MadWorld3232. Go to their workplace and show them the kind of messages their employees send. If the people work in a hospital or clinic, they are dangerous to other people they don't like. OP. They work at a restaurant, so I doubt they will care. One coworker just used to work in the medical field. Independent Act 3560. What is he saying about you leaving? OP. That no one actually threatened me. I'm overreacting. I guess I left the messages open when I left so he knows I saw them, but he's saying he doesn't have time to argue with the voices in my head, so until I'm ready to understand the truth, he's done talking to me. But it never lasts. He will probably start blowing up my phone again soon. OP commenting if she's safe and deactivated her social media accounts. They can't find my account, they don't use Reddit and think it's dumb. They do know where I live. Before everything happened, we were actually friends and they've been here before. I left my house late last night and I'm somewhere that not a single person would think to look for me at. So I'm good now. I have a support system, I'm in therapy already, so I'll have someone to work things through with at my next appointment. Update, August 10th, 2024. This is an update to my previous post. You can check my profile for it. I'm awful with links and things. First, I never expected my post to take off and I'm really appreciative of all the advice and support. It really helped. So here's my update. My daughter and I are safe. We left that night and got to our safe spot and haven't looked back. I didn't realize just how bad the mental and emotional abuse was until it was pointed out in a lot of the comments. I really appreciate that. I did report it to the police. I was able to gather enough proof that they were talking about me, and they decided to charge them with assault by threat, which won't keep them in jail for long, but long enough to maybe scare them into leaving me alone. The three of them did lose their jobs. While it was a local-owned business, I didn't realize it was a franchise. I reported all the messages to corporate, as well as some more that I had found about shady things. So I don't have to worry about them messing with anyone's food after the awful things that they planned for me. I'm working on filing for full custody of my daughter. I did meet with an attorney for a consultation and got some sound advice on what to do until I can actually file and get the ball rolling. My ex has been blowing up my phone, rotating between begging me to come back and then attacking me about ruining his life over a joke and calling me every name under the sun. I did find out that the coworker in the chat wasn't the only girl he was sleeping with. My friend went and packed up the rest of my stuff and grabbed one of his old phones by mistake. His Apple ID and most things were still logged in when I powered it on. Multiple dating apps and profiles, thousands of messages between him and different women. He slept with a lot of them. No protection or birth control either, since apparently one of the girls was pregnant but lost the baby about a month ago. Lots of lies from him about being at work when he wasn't, and lots of lies about times he worked and things like that. It went back to at least November of last year, so who knows how long that's really been going on. And yes, my life is all flipped upside down, and I'm obviously heartbroken and angry, but my daughter and I will be okay. And I'm okay with that. We aren't ever going back, and I'm just ready to move on, get settled again, and also get every STD test available. Thank you for everyone who offered support and messaged me. I really do appreciate all of it. I might post an update once everything is truly settled, but for now, this is it. Relevant comments. Alice Ace. I ditched the phone, to be honest. He might find you via tracking it or find my iPhone. OP responded with, I did. Once I got what I needed out of it, I got rid of it. I already have a different phone on a new plan since we shared a plan and I didn't want him having access to anything with me. Now we do have a transcript of the conversations that was posted. Okay, hear me out. We chloroform her ass, pump her full of a few drugs, and we can feed her to the pigs. They eat everything but teeth, so we'll have to pull them out first and scatter them out. Maybe a little too much. Sorry, grimacing emoji. No, this is great, Lamau. I love it. My grandma has wild hogs in her 18 acres. Oh my god, the government, skull joy. Roofie her. Put a bar in her drink. Relevant comments. Jabba Wabba 11. Anyone else notice all the coworkers are women? He probably sleeps with them all. OP. He did sleep with one of them. She's the one talking about feeding me to pigs. One draft 4193. Glad you got out of there, but I would inform the police and get a restraining order on all of them. Let people know if something happens to you, they know where to look. If he works for the AP, notify their boss of him and the girl fraternizing. OP. They know. It's a small private-owned business. When it all came out, her boyfriend made her change her schedule and let everyone at work know. They're all friends. They don't care. And we have more transcripts. I have melatonin we can just keep her bitch ass asleep 24/7. I know how to put an IV and a G-tube in so she won't starve or dehydrate, and I also know how to put a catheter in, or we can just put a diaper on her. Just saying. OP is doing everything they possibly can right. Personally, I would send these messages to his mother. That's just my opinion on that. Also, there is a massive difference between dark humor and having a few dark jokes and getting into a fight with your girlfriend, immediately jumping into texting your friends, and talking about killing your girlfriend and feeding her to pigs. Like, I've joked about having friends of mine bite the curb in 4K, but that's because it's a meme, and of course I would never do that. But that's a huge difference because it's oftentimes said in jest between having a fight, as I said, with your girlfriend, and then turning around and telling everyone how horrible she is to the point where they're all, talking about how to kill her or put her to sleep forever. Don't forget, this is brought to you by GamerSupps. Use code ODDS at checkout. It's basically a caffeine powder that you put in your water, and I actually really like it. I use this on a daily basis. Don't forget that every purchase you make using code ODDS directly supports the channel. And if you want a personal recommendation from me, I would either recommend the Soda Pressing Bear or Dragon Fruit Punch. Those two are currently my favorite flavors. And as a note, once we sell a certain amount of stuff, I get my own flavor and my own cup, and you all know I'm gonna choose some degenerate shit that's gonna make their PR team squirm. My goal is to make them regret partnering with me. So please, use code ODDS at checkout to make my dream come true of making a PR team squirm.